As India tries to contain the spread of the coronavirus, today we touched an all-time high peak of more than 6,000 new cases being reported just within 24 hours. But there are some states who in particular remain a massive concern. The country is fighting on two fronts, trying to rescue the economy, trying to flatten the curve, but the financial engine of India is slowly coming to a grinding halt. The carelessness in India's financial capital, which adds 6% to the country's GDP, is certainly not inspiring any confidence. Here are images that will show you over the next half hour as to why 35% of positive cases are being reported from just Maharashtra. Over 40 people are dying every day in Mumbai, but there is zero social distancing. Even today, there are crowds repeatedly gathering outside railway stations, outside containment clusters. Over 1,300 new cases are being reported each day, but people continue to be packed like sardines.
Massive crowd here at LTT Lokmanya Tilak terminus. You can see a few trains are expected to leave. The policemen are not allowing us to go close to them because of norms of social distancing. You can see that they have all been seated at a particular distance from each other. They have been here since morning, some of them waiting at other police stations since last night, and still there are people who are walking in. They're all coming here, some of them carrying their supplies of Bisleri water to see to it that they are able to meet their own needs at least during this entire period. You can see a lot of people are here. They're all waiting for the train, and this is the kind of exodus that you're seeing on a daily basis here in Mumbai from several stations. This is just one of the stations that we are showing you right now. We did show you earlier reports from CST. There were trains from Bandra terminus also. So all of these people actually trying their best to go back home. We are not being allowed near them, so we won't be able to speak to all of those people who are seated there. But a huge sea of humanity here. We do not yet know if all of them will be able to get their trains today, but they're all waiting patiently, and the policemen have made them sit at a little bit of a distance from each other. This can be done at a station like Lokmanya Tilak terminus because there is a lot of land available. But at VT, at Bandra terminus, this kind of social distancing is not possible. Even this seems to be not enough to defeat corona. But still, at least a little bit of an effort is made here. At other stations, that is not possible because of a paucity of area.
But why are there such massive crowds continuously outside various railway stations? Over 2,050 Shramik trains have been run, but such is the magnitude of the migrant problem that only 30% have returned home so far. The financial hub of Maharashtra fares the worst, with only 5 out of 20 lakh migrants who registered managing to return home so far. 15 lakhs still await a ticket home, of which 3,500 are in Mumbai alone. We've got Kajal joining us live from Mumbai, outside one of these railway stations. And is there inefficient communication? Because yes, this is a multi-pronged problem. Many Shramik trains do not run because they don't get permission, for example, from the host state. But is that not communicated to the people who turn up in the hope that the next train will take them back to their village?
There are multiple problems here. Yes, you're right, there is a communication problem, mainly between the railways and the local authorities. By the time it goes from the railways to the collector's office to then the authority in the particular suburb, the police station that is handling the particular cases, there is a lot of miscommunication. It almost takes the form of a Chinese whisper at that point of time. And that leads to them assembling a lot of people and sending them there. Then the other aspect that comes into play is in slum pockets like Dharavi, what happens is that the moment they see their neighbors getting ready with their bags saying that okay, we're going to catch a bus and then going to catch the train, a few people decide to try their luck. they decide to come at the same place, hoping because they submitted the forms on the same day as their neighbor, that they would also be allowed on that particular train, when that is not how this entire system works. And that leads to a major level of confusion, because for every 1200 to 1700 capacity train, what we are seeing is that there are at least 2,500 to 3,000 people who end up assembling at the stations. We also met some people today at Bandra terminus who said that they had got so frustrated by the lack of food and employment that they decided to come and wait at Bandra station itself, and whichever train comes, whenever their number comes, they would want to go, but they just don't want to go back.
So out of curiosity, Kajal, when people turn up at the railway station, is anyone monitoring and ensuring that while they sit there, either they are dispersed or they are maintaining some kind of distancing?
Like I said, in most stations it is not possible. The crowd itself and the area around the station does not have enough capacity to hold the kind of crowds that actually come there, because these are, for example, Bandra terminus is very close to the suburban railway station, and there is no land around, there's just roads. So it becomes very difficult to house those people. LTT, of course, has a huge ground, and so we saw that people could be seated somewhere. CST, yes, there is some place, but again, there are roads all around. So it becomes very difficult to keep these people at appropriate level of social distancing.
All right, for now, Kajal, thanks very much for having joined us. And that's the question I'll take across to our panel now. A spokesperson of the BJP, Shweta Shalini. Bharat Kumar Raut, the senior journalist and political analyst, is also with us, along with Sanjay Gupta, political analyst. Sundar Balakrishnan is also here with us. I'll start by asking you, in fact, just a mention to viewers who are wondering why Shweta Shalini is sitting there with a black headband. That is because today the Maharashtra BJP is observing a Maharashtra Bachao Divas. In the morning, outside the BJP office, there was Devendra Fadnavis and other party leaders who held up placards, who wore black bands in silent protest. But I want to ask you, Sundar Balakrishnan, why can't Mumbai manage to get a grip on this problem? It has increased exponentially over the last 1 month. What is the fact at play?
See, Padmaja, before that BJP spokesperson is wearing that black badge or whatever that is, let me also ask her, is Gujarat in a way different? So ask her to first remove that.
And ask her who is going to do a dharna in Gujarat. Okay, that's first thing from my part. Because in Gujarat we have seen even when.
Are you going to remove it, Shweta Shalini? I mean, this is not the time for politics. Even Aditya Thackeray is saying you've forgotten the pandemic. It's more politics than pandemic, Shweta Shalini.
Because in Ahmedabad there is a ventilator scam.
See, my duty, I'm in opposition today, so my duty is to raise my voice. I'm raising the voice of the people.
Let me finish.
And to answer your question, in Gujarat, please ask the opposition. Please ask the opposition. You ask the question. Please ask the opposition why they are not raising a voice. Are they not voice of the people? We are a voice of the people. People chose us, and that is the reason why I want to wear this black band to say that my people are not happy. Maharashtra bachao, because it needs to be saved.
But Gujarat कौन बचाएगा? गुजरात कौन बचाएगा?
गुजरात में बैठा है सर,
देश को नहीं बचाना चाहिए क्या? गुजरात में,
अरे आप देश
ऑपोजिशन में बैठा है,
आप देश को तो कुछ क्या
महाराष्ट्र देश में नहीं है?
लेके 120 तक रहेगा, 1,20,000 चला गया, उसके बारे में बात करो। इतना महंगा वर्कर्स है इधर रस्ते में घूम रहे हैं,
महाराष्ट्र बचाएगा, देश को न बचाएगा,
बात नहीं कर रहे हो।
Please go and ask the opposition in Gujarat. They are saving their own party, their own selves, their own existence. But we want to save the people.
Yeah, okay. So my limited point is, just a second, can I reduce everyone's audio? My limited point is, Shweta Shalini, I really do not think this is the time for politics. I think it will be in everyone's interest if you remove that black band. You know, you would not like it. When Priyanka Gandhi brought in those buses, you said, why this politics? This is stunt. This is not the time. So this is not the time for this either. And it is not about Gujarat bachao ya Maharashtra bachao. Desh bachao. ये देश की बात है, ये महाराष्ट्र गुजरात की बात नहीं है. Okay, so let's not make this a platform for politics.
Representing and the voice of people of Maharashtra, and hence I would want to wear this.
Okay, you think this is the way of being the voice of people. All right, Sundar Balakrishnan, on the issue of social distancing, now it is being said in a city like Mumbai, it's simply not possible. if six people are living in one room, it is not possible. But is that not the reason why you have a government which in a crisis like this ensures that the impossible is achieved?
See, let me tell you one thing, Padmaja. You understand the demography of Mumbai. First thing is, there are only 5 major municipal hospitals. And if you count the number of beds, there are only 5,000 beds. Okay? Now you see the number of cases here. Government is doing their level best to convert various public places into COVID hospitals. They are doing their best. I am saying they are doing their best. But when it comes to places like Dharavi, Govandi, Vashinaka, Chembur, where social distancing is not at all possible. I am telling you, at this point of time, BJP instead of...
So you're saying it's a lost cause?
You cannot.
Shweta Shalini, it's impossible.
Impossible.
So I'll tell you, Padmaja, it is impossible because there is absolutely no leadership in the state.
I will
give you statistics, sir. Now it's my chance to speak. It is impossible. I completely agree with you because there is absolutely no leadership in the state. There is no decisiveness in the state. There is absolutely no vision.
There is no vision. And Sanjay Gupta, in fact, आपको मैं बता दूं कि अभी जो देवेंद्र फडणवीस हैं, उन्होंने कहा है maximum patients, maximum deaths, healthcare machinery entirely collapse and negligence by the state government. Problems बड़ी सारी हैं, but यहाँ negligence है. संजय गुप्ता.
Absolutely negligence है. Please, Padmaja, ask the question.
नहीं, देखिए, देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी को अपोजिशन के लीडर हैं, वो जो जिस तरह से बात को उठा रहे हैं, अगर वो कोई भी मुद्दा उठाते हैं, सरकार को बताते हैं कि कमी में, ठीक है, ये अपोजिशन का काम है, लेकिन चाहे मुंबई हो या महाराष्ट्र हो या देश हो, हमारी सभी सरकारें कोरोना वायरस से लड़ने के लिए दिन रात दिलो जान से इसमें काम कर रही हैं, लेकिन फिर भी सभी नियम कायदे कानूनों को फॉलो नहीं किया जा सकता।
सीएसटी के बाहर हजारों लोग जमा हो जाते हैं और बिल्कुल बगल में बैठते हैं, कुछ नहीं कर सकती सरकार इसके बारे में।
ये तो सूरत में नहीं हो रहा है क्या?
नहीं, देखिए ऐसा है, जब आबादी का घनत्व ज्यादा हो, लोग ज्यादा हो, और मान लो एक ट्रेन जा रही है, एक ट्रेन जाने के लिए नाम तो उसमें 1200 आए हैं, मगर सभी उसको जानने के लिए वहां चले जाते हैं, तो किस तरह से पुलिस उसको मेंटेन करेगी? अब ये सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग तो ना तो रेलवे स्टेशन
I have to take a break at this time because we've got more news coming on the other side. There's break news also coming in. Quick break. I'll be back in a minute.